All right, everyone, Happy New Year once again. Hope everybody had a safe and fun and not so intoxicated New Year's. So we're in 2018 now, and I want to kick off the new year with my first review. So I'm gonna kick off my 2018 reviews with a movie that actually came out late 2017, but you know, better late than never. I heard that there was a lot of buzz with this movie, so I said, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and check this out, man. See if the buzz is legit. And yeah, The Disaster Artist. So The Disaster Artist stars and is directed by James Franco, who I'm not the biggest fan of, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, The Disaster Artist, I first saw the trailer and I thought it was a spoof at first because of the way the trailer was, and I saw Seth Rogen, so I'm like, okay, whenever you have Seth Rogen and James Franco together, it's a movie that you're not really going to take seriously. But surprisingly, I did take this movie very seriously, and there were some comedy elements in it, but it really wasn't a comedy. It's a movie about the making of a movie, the worst movie of all time, you know, by some people, called The Room. Now, I watched The Room after I watched The Disaster Artist, and I barely made it through it. Like, you know, it's got cult status now. It's popular. I don't know why. I mean, I know there's such thing as they're so bad, it's good. But The Room was so bad that it's bad. Like, it's almost unwatchable. Like, is he serious right now? This movie was, of course, better than the movie it was referencing to, because I really did enjoy this, man. You know, it is well, it's kind of a rags to riches story about, you know, Tommy Wiseau, who is trying to break into Hollywood. He wants to be an actor, but because of his accent and his eccentric personality, he gets rejected by pretty much everybody. So giving up on his dream, he says, you know what, I mean, this just isn't for me. And his best friend, Greg, who was played by Dave Franco, Dave's real life brother, and, you know, Greg tells him, like, look, let's make our own movie. Light bulb goes off. He says, yeah, why not? I can't talk like this guy. Like, he just has a weird accent. Come to find out, Tommy Wiseau actually paid for The Room himself out of pocket, reportedly $6 million. And I'm like, how the hell did he do that? But whatever, man. Honestly, I don't care. I was glued to this movie. It was inspiring. It had a lot of energy. There was no slow parts, really. Like, the movie just flowed. Everything from him trying to break into Hollywood to them starting the movie, then the problems that ran into making this movie. And I really enjoyed this. I think James Franco should get an Oscar nomination, at least, because I think he really did a good job playing Tommy Wiseau. I'm probably saying his name wrong, man. Wiseau, tomato, whatever. So yeah, because if you see the real Tommy Wiseau and see how, you know, see his mannerisms and how he talks, I think James Franco nailed it, even though he doesn't look like him. But I think he did really nail the character. And I think that Dave Franco actually really did good as Greg as well. Seth Rogen is in this movie, and Seth Rogen, sometimes he can be annoying, but he was still Seth Rogen, but not being Seth Rogen where he gets on your nerves. Like, he was actually really, he was cool in this movie. He served his purpose, and I thought it was cool. I like a story that shows a character that you know, has a dream and does whatever he can to fulfill that dream. So yeah, The Room is a pretty crappy movie, and not even so crappy that it's good. Like, it's not even a guilty pleasure. Like, I will never watch The Room again. I'm sorry. Like, the midnight screenings and all that stuff, like, I don't get that. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but yeah, I don't care to watch The Room ever again. But The Disaster Artist is definitely on point. I definitely recommend watching it. After watching The Disaster Artist, it took me back to another movie that I used to love back in the day called Badass, which is the story of Melvin Van Peebles making Sweet Sweetback's Badass song. And it's really similar to that because, you know, same thing, you know, this character who is trying to make it in the movie industry, but, you know, he's really not given, you know, well, you know what, I'm just going to review that movie myself. I'm just going to review Badass by itself. The Disaster Artist, man, I was really entertained by this movie, man. I think it was very well directed, very well written. So I'm going to wrap this thing up, man. I'm going to give The Disaster Artist an A. Definitely one of the best films of 2017. What did you think about The Disaster Artist? Did you watch The Room? What did you think about The Room? Do you think it's a guilty pleasure as well? I don't think so. it probably needs to be scrapped. But you know, I will give respect to my man Tommy, because Tommy had the balls to do what he wanted to do. He made this film. He probably knew nothing about filmmaking, but he used his own money. He made his product. He even had the billboard like that he paid for to advertise the movie. So hey, the movie is crap, man, but big props, man. The dude has cojones the size of grapefruits, okay? Thank you guys for watching. This is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video.